What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Perfect Grade Podcast, a weekly show where we talk about the latest news, series, movies, games, model kit releases, basically anything and everything Gundam under the sun. This podcast wouldn't be possible without our partners Gunpla Photography and Hobby Link Japan. Whether you are browsing for your latest Gunpla kit or whatever hobby you need from the land of the rising sun, head over to Hobby Link Japan by using GP's affiliate link found in the description below. I am one of your hosts, Raynon, and alongside me is the Gunpla modeler, the moderator, the Unipla, Miguel. And, of course, the creator of one of the most active Gunpla communities, Gunpla Photography, the Gunpla photographer himself, the daddy, the bald one. We got GP. And for this episode's special guest, he builds dioramas, he builds Gunplas, a mental health advocate, and a dog rescuer, the man behind Doghouse Hobby Studio. We got Josh Tucker. Thank you, Josh Tucker, for accepting our invite. Woo!
To the pod, man.
Welcome to the pod.
That was quite the intro. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
So good.
All right, before we get to our topic of the show, as always, I would like to ask, how is everyone's week? Anything new for everyone? Build anything new?
Nah.
Nah.
I think we should let our guest answer that first.
Josh.
Don't tell the kids behind me, but I am building some new stuff. So, but those don't say anything. No, I'm working on. Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry.
I'm working on the Kukurasteron's Island Zaku. I'm doing some weathering using some Monument Hobby acrylics. Just got into using some of their paints and stuff. So just really wanted to get in, see what they're about. And so far, I think it looks fairly good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
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 good,
nice.
man.
So I'll have some pictures coming up soon once I'm completely done with them.
All right.
Oh, did you airbrush it? Did you fully painted that kit, or did you just weather it?
It is fully painted. It is weathered.
Dang.
I used airbrush, hand painting, and now stippling with the paints. And they have this stuff called Noosh, which is kind of like an acrylic alternative to oil weathering.
Oh.
So it's really cool stuff, and I'm enjoying it. And they do like these live feeds every single day, and they're based in my home state of Arizona, and they are basically teaching you how to use the stuff live on screen. And if you got questions, you can text them, and they'll answer it right there for you.
Wow, that's cool. It's really nifty, man.
So yeah,
Huh.
so just a little plug for them right there, because I'm really liking their paints and their hometown
Yeah, shout out to them.
business. So yeah.
Maybe you can try those paints, Royce, because GP is really into weathering.
Yeah, I like them dirty.
Who doesn't?
Man, that is quite a collection behind you. Wow.
Yeah, most of them are not done, so
Work in progress.
a lot of work in progress. A lot of them are just built. I usually take them with me to work. I build them at work, so then that way I can bring them here, put them on the shelf, make them look pretty for a little bit, and then just pick them off one by one as I'm wanting to work with them, or if I have an idea that just sparks up, I'm like, oh, hey, let's try this, let's do this, let's go with that.
Oh.
About you guys, GP, Miguel, you've ever tried building a kit at work?
I have.
You have? Oh.
We did. I did that for the first time last year, man.
Yeah. My work wouldn't
Because
allow
my
that.
workplace is just near a mall, so that mall has a toy store in it. So during lunch break, I was like, hey, I should buy a Gunpla and build it. And I went back to work, built it, and then my co-workers were like, what the hell are you doing?
You should have introduced them to the hobby. Pass on the curse,
Yeah.
as we have talked in the previous episode.
It truly is a curse.
Join the plastic
Yeah.
cult.
Get ready to empty your pockets, baby. All right. All right. Okay. Now we get to the first segment of our show this week's breaking news. We got more G-Quox news. This one's from GundamKitsCollection.com. Bandai Spirits has officially revealed the upcoming release of the HG1 144 Red Gundam, scheduled to hit shelves in May 2025, priced at 2,750 yen. The figurized standard model kit featuring Amate Yuzuriha, also known as Machu, the protagonist of the Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quax anime, and Nyan, another character from the G-Quax, both priced at 4,180 yen. And new images for the upcoming P Bandai Tamashii Nation's Metal Robot Damashi White Gundam, mouthful, has surfaced. This kit is expected to release in September 2025 for 19,800 yen. That is quite expensive. And we got an exciting news. This one from IGN. The long-rumored Mobile Suit Gundam live-action film is now in full production. Bandai Namco and Legendary has signed an agreement to co-finance the film. This is the first news since its announcement back in 2018. The film will be written and directed by Sweet Tooth's Jim Mickle and will be released in theaters globally. No release dates or plot details were shared, but there's a teaser poster released, which we will definitely take a look at in a while. And that's this week's breaking news, and on to the thoughts and discussion. First, for the G-Quax. Have y'all seen the new images of the, this one, the Red Gundam?
Yeah. There were some news, like when they shown the line arts, people were like, "I hate that design. It looks Eva." And then when they showed the model for the HG, people are like, "I need it. You know.
Yeah, you know what? I felt the same.
Yeah.
Was that Miguel?
The head kind of looks like what's that? IBO Gundam, Dantalion.
What now?
It kind of looks like Dantalion.
Dantalion? Oh, I'm not.
It looks like a line from IBO. Yeah, the body. Yeah.
I like the face. It's okay. I like the whole kit, but the face, the whatever's going on between the cheeks right there, whatever's happening there, like right where where your hand's at.
Yeah.
Right. Nope. Quite on the side. But yeah, like that right in there. It's gonna get painted by me, that's for sure. Because I just want the eyes. I don't need another set of eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like an ant, right? Look at it.
Yeah, dude.
Looking at it like that, yeah, it's kind of cool with the hash marks in there and stuff. So hopefully that's gonna come with the kit.
Yeah, they also released an additional image with accessories, and I don't know if this will be a separate accessory kit that you can buy, like an add-on. But
P Bandai
if
for
it
sure.
comes with the kit itself, man, that's cool. Look at that.
I hope it comes with the kit.
I hope so too.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh.
You got two beam sabers. You got this, whatever this is.
Are those
Funnels.
Oh yeah.
Funnels.
Yeah.
Real big ones.
No, I really like that shield. The shield looks sick.
Yeah, it does. Look at that.
And the Gundam hammer. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Gundam hammer.
I hope the chain is sturdy. The one for the RG 2.0, RX-78, it stands for a bit and then it just droops after a long while. You have to really have a stand for it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then the figurized standard model kits for the characters for G-Quax, Machu and Nyan. Yeah. Have you guys built figurized standard kits?
No, not really.
I built one, but didn't really turn out very well. I think it's still sitting halfway done in the box.
Oh, which one is it?
I don't even remember. It's down in my collection of parts down here.
Back in the hole.
Back in the hole we go.
Go to the...
No sunlight today.
the backlog void. Alright, I got here, yeah. And
she's cute.
And the P Bandai Tamashii Nation's Metal Robot Damashi. So long, mouthful. Yeah. Similar to the red one, but yeah, I don't
really digging the yellow parts.
Yeah. Especially the these ones that looks like a caution sign for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caution, fist.
The you can see the EVA influence on the limbs, right?
Yeah. big time.
Mm-hmm.
The Nikes. You can see the Nikes.
And for this exciting news, we got they released a teaser poster for the Gundam live action film. So the director for this one, they said it's gonna be Jim Mickle, the guy behind Sweet Tooth from Netflix. Have you guys seen that?
I've watched.
You watched? So
Maybe it's cute.
yeah. Was that you said earlier, GP? It would be exciting if they got the director from Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But for now, what are you guys thinking about this live action film? We
I
we
have low hopes
Word.
for it.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Really, really, I don't. I'm expecting for the worst.
yeah, the bar is low. Yeah, the
The bar is
it
low.
took us like 7 years to get additional news about this one. I think if I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I think the last time we saw a Gundam was in Ready Player One on a movie.
Yeah, Ready Player One.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That one's good. So I don't know about this one.
yeah.
We don't talk about
that
that movie.
yeah, right.
That should go back in the hole too.
We'll
to the void. But yeah, that's this week's breaking news, and that's it for this for this week. It's quite an eventful. I'm really excited for the movie. If they'll ever get an update for that, we're not sure. But yeah, let's move on to our next segment. Of course, you know him. We introduced him. This is the time for the interview for Josh Tucker. Yep, that's you, baby. Doghouse Hobby Studio. Now, first, introduce yourself and where can people find you?
So my name is Josh. I am normally on Instagram with my Doghouse Hobby moniker. I'm also on Facebook, but I don't really use Facebook too much anymore. I'm also on Reddit, but I'm not on there as much as I am with Instagram. This is just kind of the format I've kind of defaulted to, and I hate to say it, I'm an old fart now, and so I feel like technology doesn't really like to play nice with me. So I use whatever is the easiest thing.
Hey man, a lot of people still uses Instagram. A lot of people still, like me, I still I still look for like Gunpla customs in Instagram. You know, it's a good avenue.
Yeah, and I like to use it to just kind of put out there what I'm working on. Mostly, it's going to be a lot of stuff like these are all my finished projects and stuff, finished builds, or stuff that I just was like, okay, I want to try this with my camera, and I thought that was kind of a cool picture to post up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll post stuff on there like back at the top. There was one of me. Currently, I'm living in Illinois. I was out ice skating on a lake that's just right down the street from my house. So, because it's wintertime here and it's cold.
Oh.
And playing hockey, I play hockey, ice hockey. I love the sport and representing my home team of the Coyotes, which don't exist anymore after this last season, which is really sad. But no, I enjoy playing out there. So I was just like, you know what, I'm going to post this. The people can actually see what my face looks like.
Yeah.
As someone who lives in a tropical country, I just have to ask: is it scary to skate over a lake? I have this like weird fear, like what if it cracks and you fall down?
Yeah.
Like,
it is very
here.
interesting because you can sometimes hear the ice crack as you're on top of it.
God.
But what's crazy is as long as you're gonna have to do the conversion because of course Americans, 3 inches of ice.
Mm-hmm.
As long as the whole lake is like pretty much as thick as 3 inches of ice, you can drive a truck on it.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Oh, interesting.
Whoa.
So as long as that's the case, then like you can go ice skating on it and stuff and be fairly safe for the most part. But I mean, the ice underneath will fluctuate to thin ice to thick ice, so you just kind of have to be careful. And it's definitely quite a trip though to be able to just be out there in the middle of the lake and all of a sudden you're like,
Mm-hmm.
this is weird.
You've been skating since you were a
I'm
kid?
gonna.
No, since 13?
Oh. Oh.
I've been playing since then.
Oh,
All right. So, I think we know the reason why because we researched. But for the viewers out there, why Doghouse Hobby Studio?
Well, one, because of who I have back here with me. This is Sunny Bear. This is my little Brittany that we have.
Aw.
We also have two other dogs, Amara Sage and Hattie Biscuit. Both of them are
oh,
Nova Scotia duck-tolling retrievers.
Hmm.
oh.
All of them are rescue dogs. So my
Oh.
wife and I are really big into rescue, into volunteering where we can. Actually, tomorrow we're going to I don't know, some event to go help with dogs to get them adopted and stuff. So
Oh.
we're really big into that. So Doghouse was kind of the best thing to do it because my house is full of dogs all the time. One of the nice little Easter eggs that you might be able to find in my pieces is all the dog hair that's actually stuck to them. Because I don't always pick it off or I don't see it or enough that you might, if you're looking at it closely enough, you'll see the dog hairs in there.
That's a nice
Um,
little Easter egg in there.
yes. Now, the second reason why it's called Doghouse Hobby is because what happens when your wife finds out you bought too many kits?
Oh,
You sleep in a
You get,
doghouse.
so welcome to the doghouse.
Hey,
So whenever I get in trouble, I can just come in here and work on my models. Sorry, Diana.
shout out Diana. All right. So, any memorable dog rescue stories you got?
There was one when we were living back in Arizona. We went down to Tucson to do what's known as a transport, basically help pick up one dog and transport it to the next location. We're really big with the Arizona Brittany Rescue out there in Arizona, and they asked if we would just go down to Tucson, which is probably about an hour and a half drive south from Phoenix, to just go pick up a dog, and that's where we went. That's where we picked it up, and the entire ride back to Phoenix, that dog did not leave my side. It was sitting in the back, but it was just laying on my arm, and it was just basically like, "Thank you so much." And apparently, the story came from that it was the dog was beaten, it was
Oh,
abused, and it was back in Mexico, and they were finally just getting it back up so that way it could be adopted in one of the adoption centers that the Arizona Brittany Rescue works with.
man. That's
So it
yeah,
broke my heart.
yeah.
Just like fostering is one of those things, like we are more than happy to foster a dog, but at the same time I know I would probably get too attached to it. So
yeah.
we could maybe foster it for a little bit and then move it along, but it's always got to be a situation where it's good with our dogs, make sure that they're all kosher for a little bit because my wife and I both work. We're both in and out of the house all the time. So we leave them alone quite a bit, which makes us sad when we leave.
Oh,
But those stories are heartbreaking. But at the same time, it's also inspiring to see that someone like you still it gives time to rescue helpless dogs. I can't really trust people who doesn't like dogs, man.
And
Yeah.
that's a big saying from Bill Murray. Like what's the quote that he has here? I have it written down somewhere on here. I'm suspicious of people who don't like dogs, but I trust a dog when they don't like a person.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
It's true. Yeah,
So,
I've always wanted a
but yeah,
dog.
that's one of the things. That's one of the things been wanting to do a lot more of with my Instagram is just post dog rescue stuff, and so I want to post. One of the things I have going for this year is I want to post more on there, just of other people's things, as well as Gunpla, model kits, art that I see, and like try to get it out there. But ultimately, also the dog rescues, get them going. Try to if all I can do is help by posting something and that sparks someone else to go and get a dog or to go do an adoption or something like that, then I've helped out where I can, and that's where I've got to be at and be okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Are you part of like an
Uh,
organization that that fosters dogs that helps?
Well, my wife is part of NBRAN, which is the National Brittany Rescue
Oh.
Association. Um, she gets calls all the time about different dogs that may need help or something. I just kind of come along for the ride.
Yeah. So
oh,
if there are viewers out there who are in Illinois, uh, if you want to contact someone who if you see a stray dog, do they contact you or?
They should contact their local animal shelter,
Oh yeah, yeah.
hopefully, and make sure that's a non-kill shelter. And then they can kind of help out with it. If you see the dog, try to stay with the dog as much as you possibly can. I know sometimes that coming up to a stray dog can be
very.
scary
Mm-hmm.
because they can be dangerous. They are animals still, but no, if you can, kind of just keep an eye on it until someone can come and pick it up, or if you feel like you can, pick up the dog, take him to the vet, get him checked out, and they should be able to help you out with getting things situated so that way they can go
Mm-hmm.
to the shelters or to a rescue. That way they can get adopted properly.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Josh. So yeah, it's a yeah, that's the story behind Doghouse Hobby Studios, and it's a good mix. You don't just post your art, but you also spread awareness and inspire people, and then that's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah. You mentioned that
Thank you.
you also post other people's art. Um, so are these all
I've been doing it.
things you do, or?
Yeah, everything that's on my page is all my stuff.
Mm.
What I mean by posting other people's stuff is more or less like putting it in my stories, getting it out
Mm.
there so other people can see it
Oh,
and stuff.
sharing.
Just being like, yeah, sharing it, just saying like, hey, I think this is cool. If you think it's cool, then get it out there. Let this person be known. So then that way they can see it too. If this gave you some sort of emotional
Mm-hmm.
feeling, if this gave you some inspiration, share it. Like put it out there. It will probably help somebody else as well.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like I think that's the part of the reason why GP made Gunpla photos, right? Just to have people's to have an avenue where people can post their arts as well. Um, yeah. So let's get into the work that you do here, right? So what got you into Gunpla and building dioramas like this?
Well, I started with probably most kids my age of 40, and living in the States, we started off with Gundam Wing when it came over in the early 2000s. I
Yeah.
had been an anime fan just before that, early teenager years. So I was watching stuff like Iria. Um, let's see what else. Or they call it Robotech, but Macross. Like I was
Mm,
dead
mm.
onto the Macross stuff. I mean, fighter planes that transform. I mean, come on, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
every boy's dream, right?
Yeah.
Um, and watching stuff like that. My sister was really involved with it too. So model building kind of was also one of those things because I liked fighter planes. I liked building those things. I liked tearing things apart, putting it back together. Um, and that was something my sister liked to do too. So it was something we kind of bonded over for being able to do. And when we found out, oh, Gundam have model kits.
Mm-hmm.
We like the show. Let's start building them. So we went out and we got all the model kits for Gundam Wing when they were here in the States and stuff and put them together and they looked really, really bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because we were
Were
kids,
those the old HD ones?
they were the non-grade ones,
Oh,
The non
non-grade. Yeah,
the
they're really
non-grades.
bad.
Like I still actually have them here sitting in a box that's below my desk right here. So I
Oh,
pull them out every once in a while to look at it and go, yes, I was that shitty.
It's cool that you still keep them though.
a
Um,
mortal
yes,
reminder.
always keep your old kits no matter what because you might be able to use them for parts
Oh
or
yeah.
Yeah.
just
That's
kind of
true.
remind yourself how far you've come. Got into doing more of the diorama stuff within the last few years just because I wanted to tell more of a story with my kits. Weathering and doing stuff to them definitely helps with it, with telling the story of the kit. But much like with my Zaku here, you just know that he's weathered. You don't know what happened to him. He may have fallen in the mud,
Mm.
maybe just an old mobile suit. What's going on with it? So with that, I was like, well, I want to tell the whole story. So let me add in some more mobile suits. Let me add in the ground. Let me add in this and that and stuff. And
Oh.
my first real one was kind of the helping hands. I did one before, but it was literally just a flat ground with two master grade kits. But helping hands here kind of got me up to that next level, I feel like. So that one is definitely a big one in my heart and in my soul.
And you want silver for it?
I got a silver with the MMSI, I'm gonna butcher the name if I don't find it here.
It's here. It's here.
The Military Miniature Society
Yeah.
of Illinois. They have a big thing in October usually. Everyone brings in their stuff. It's more geared towards the historical hobby builders and painters. But they do have fantasy and mechanical categories on it. So with that, I heard about it from the Built Sideways podcast and a couple of their guys who were on that podcast, Kyle and Chris. They are actually local here in close to the Illinois area. I think Kyle's in Indiana, which is just right down the road pretty much. They were talking about going to it. Kyle was there. I showed up and it was really cool hanging out with them for the weekend pretty much. And but yeah, I got silver for it, which is really cool. They base their judging on what the characteristics are that they're looking for. So it's not that you're getting pitted up against somebody else. It's, do you meet this criteria? And
Oh.
if you meet this criteria, then this is the award that you get.
So it's like they score
Oh.
per
So it.
criteria, and then that's
Yeah,
oh, cool.
yeah. So
So there are no
my helping hand,
comparisons with other kids.
yeah.
No, there are no comparisons with other kids, right? So
No,
that's
it's all
better.
just what's going on with what you have, and it doesn't meet this standard. And if it meets, I got a silver, so it met the silver standard. But they also can base it off
Yeah.
of if you bring a whole bunch in, like Kyle from the Built Sideways podcast, he got gold for his entire collection. And he only had two pieces.
Or
One was his big piece for his GBWC last year, which was Famine, and then another little robot that he had fishing off of a thing. Well, he got gold for both of those. So it was really cool how they have it all set up. So that way you're not in competition with anybody. It's not an actual competition. It's just,
Right.
hey, we think your stuff is this cool.
no. Well, that's a better way of judging, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Well, I don't really know how they judge GBWC there and here, but it's kind of like it's a
It's
fashion show.
not good.
It's not good.
It's not good. I'll be straight
Yeah.
up with that. It was not good this year. I feel like, even though I placed second with with my other build and stuff,
Ooh,
I just feel like
congrats.
there's no, thank you. There's just no, it was hard to say, was this a legit second place win, or was it just what happened to be the best that they thought of what it was? Because there was uh, entries there that I thought should have been better than what I got, and they should have placed, and I should have been on fourth or whatever. But I don't know. It judging for that is absolutely insane here in the States.
I think it's
Same here.
the same thing applies here too, right, Miguel?
Yeah, we don't really know the criteria. They're just, oh, this one. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why did that one? I remember back way in 2023, I guess, there was an entry that won. It's an RG Hainu Gundam, and it was weathered. So yeah, it won. All right. And then after the announcement of the winners, the owner of the, the entry, he came out with a statement that he entered an unpainted kit. It's just weather.
Hmm.
Remember that?
I remember that
So
it was not painted. It
so
was
we were
just
it was just weathered. So we were like, okay, what was the criteria?
yeah.
So this is
So that's why I
the
didn't join 20.
that's why I
Sorry,
didn't
go ahead,
join.
Remy.
Sorry. That's why I didn't join the 2024 one.
2023
Oh,
was.
2023.
I'll kind of step back with that, and I'll also kind of talk about it because in this last year's GBWC, there was a person who did bring in a kit that had nothing done with it. It was just a straight build, and he had it there for his thing because he heard about it and he wanted to join in and do it.
Oh,
I give him props just for showing up and putting something on the table. You get a lot of builders who are too afraid to even do that. I don't want to show off. I don't think my work is this good. I don't think it's that. The person actually just showed up and just put the kit down after he got it done. Um, that takes bravery right there. Like you're
Yeah.
already on your next step. Now that you've seen what the competition looks like, you can now plan better for that. So, um,
hey, that's a good
a story
perspective.
that a story I have for that is Tim Tran. Have you guys heard who about him?
No.
No.
So last year at the GBWC 2023, he brought his stuff in. He was doing the under 20 um,
Of course.
stuff,
Oh,
yeah, the under 20 course, and the hobby town that we do the actual physical judging at didn't bother to mention that they weren't doing that under 20, so they just lumped everybody together and then judged everything together. Um, well, he made it his mission that that wasn't going to happen this year and that he was going to win. This year he won the U.S. 20 under 20 division.
Damn.
oh,
So
Damn.
he's going to Japan with his build.
Nice.
And I get to go see it on Sunday. So that's going to be kind of cool to be able to A, see him again, and B, see his build. I'm really excited to look at it and stuff. It's got like a two-way mirror thing, and it's a big gym head, and it's got gyms on the sides, and then two gyms on the inside, but between it is a two-way mirror and another mirror on the other side. So it looks like it's just this endless infinity amount of gyms just waiting in a hangar.
Oh.
Infinity Gym.
Check that out. What
Yeah.
was his name?
Yeah.
Tim Tran.
Tim Tran,
Tim Tran.
or
Oh,
his let's see here. His handle is, where is it? At Tim Tram Studio, or Tim Tran underscore studio. That is his Instagram handle. And what was also cool is he documented the whole entire thing, and it talked about how he went through his process and everything while still trying to go to school, while still trying to do things, and how it took a toll on his mental health as well as his physical health.
Mad respect.
mm,
Tim Tran. Shout out.
mad. Shout
Yeah,
out to
it
you.
just goes to show if you really want it, you can do it.
Yeah.
It
That's
can
cool.
happen.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of had the same problem last 2 years. I think Miguel noticed that too. Like I have this fear of joining GBWC because I was like, you could say I'm insecure that now this build sucks or something like that. So yeah, I guess baby steps. I should just enter it and see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Enter it. Give it all your best. Forget about it.
Yeah. So, Josh, are you planning to enter this year's GBWC?
Yes, GBWC 13. 13 is my lucky number, so here's hoping for it. What I'm going to do for it?
Oh,
Surprise.
It might be one of these guys sitting back here. Who knows?
Actually, we're all joining.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We're planning to join. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we're planning to join.
We're planning to shoot a series for it. So yeah. I'm planning to title it "Our Journey to GBWC." So it's gonna be like a series of documentation of our progress, because this is gonna be my first time. I think it's gonna be everyone's first time, right?
Yes.
I know I've joined last 2022.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
I've already joined.
Well, you'll be our
Yeah,
Gandalf,
yeah.
man. You guide us.
No.
I was gonna say you
You
guys have
shall
some pretty steep
you shall
competition
pass.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of good artists out there and a lot of good stuff going on. So I have faith in you guys, though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't have it
I don't
in
have.
I have
myself.
faith in you
I don't have
too,
any
bro.
it's gonna be interesting because I've never done like any hardcore customization in on my Gunplas, and yeah, we'll see. We're gonna post the videos. Maybe maybe next month. We'll see. Yeah. So everyone
Cool.
watching, be sure to
I'm excited for
check
that.
it
I want to
out.
watch that.
Thank you. So yeah, in terms of your build, do you have a specific technique or style that that it's it's like specific to you, you know, like a signature when it comes to
Yeah.
building?
Your
Not
your go-to technique
Yeah, aside from
when
the
it
dog
comes to
hairs.
Gunpla customization.
the dog hair. Um, my go-to technique is like, yeah, that looks fucking cool. Let's do that.
Oh yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
just
you're saying you're
kind of like
sorry, go
whatever
ahead.
Hmm.
just goes or whatever. I just like to look at it and just go, okay, what can I do with it? Like I do have something up here kind of in the works right now. Is an idea. It's the Burning Gundam or the God Gundam high grade with the Hugo from IBO. And they're going to be fighting it out because the Hugo kind of looks like this half samurai type looking thing, and I'm going to have them fighting in the Gundam fight. So that's a
Oh.
project that's going to
So
be happening at some point in time.
so your approach is much more thematic. Like you're thinking of a scene when you create your pieces, right?
When I
You're
create a
thinking of a
diorama,
scene first.
yes.
Yeah, all right. Because some builders approach it like, for me, for example, I approach my builds like, hey, I should add, I should cut out more armors on this one. Yeah, I just really focus on the small details, and then I end up finishing the build because of the burnout of the details. But that's a ni- that's a really nice approach when you approach it with a theme. Yeah, that's a cool approach.
So there's no process in like when you approach like storytelling and diorama. So you just have something and then you, I don't know, there's no process behind it, or you just
Not really. Every once in a while, like there is one project that I was working for the Cerulean Project this last year. Um,
Mhm.
and I did not get a chance to finish it because I kind of ran into a brick wall with it. And it's a special project to me of a picture of my sister. She got to go to Japan back in 2019, I think, and she took a picture with her at Diver City in front of the big 1-to-1 scale unicorn, and I really like that picture. It's really
Oh,
cool.
Mhm.
So I wanted to make that into a diorama where I have the unicorn
oh,
standing and her in front of it.
Oh, cool.
Right.
The unicorn's done. The
Good.
unicorn looks good. It's actually right. Nope. Let's see this arm. Right down
there.
there.
Oh.
I see it.
Yeah, I see
So,
it.
but the base or in the photo, there's these little pavers that go along in front of the Gundam. I don't know how to make those. So I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. And ultimately, it's a homage to my sister because she passed away in 2020.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
So
fair.
because this was always a thing that we always like to do and stuff, it's one of those things that it's going to get done at some point, but I want it to look good. I want it to make it look real.
Yeah.
And so with that diorama, that's my theme, or that's my process of going into that one. With Helping Hands, that was my first Cerulean Project build that I did. That had a theme of mental health and how does one help when you're on the battlefield, fighting against somebody. And so I took the theme of that mental health and just like, okay, what am I gonna create with this?
You mentioned Cerulean Project. You mind like telling us about it? You know.
Yeah, so the Cerulean Project is a really cool thing that Devin his Instagram is the underscore salty underscore robot. He puts on a showcase every single year that talks about mental health, um how you can raise awareness for it. He offers a lot of different resources for it. Um and just kind of gets people together, gets the group of us together. Anyone who wants to join it can. They have an open registration that starts in August. And you just go to the website, you fill out the registration form, and there is a bit of a selective process with it. Just because anyone who's been in it before gets in it this time. Then if there's any spots that need to start getting filled up, then he starts filling those up with new entries. But the big thing is all talking about mental health, how to help out with it, how to get some resources, wanting to do something good in the group. Let's see, like just there's so much that goes into it, and it's such a good thing. And there's so much good art that comes out of it. And it's not just a showcase for Gunpla. It is any type of model. It is any type of like some people have been doing pottery, some people have been doing stained
Oh.
glass,
oh,
others have been doing toy photography and stuff and adding it in. It's pretty much anything as long as it sticks to the theme color of the year. This last year was red, and the year before that was green. So as long as 1% of the piece that you are presenting is that color, then you're good to go.
Oh, all right.
So
So,
go Miguel.
sorry, go ahead, Renan. You first.
All right. So yeah, I would just like to ask, like, how did you first get involved with it, with the Cerulean Project?
Again, listening to the Built Sideways podcast, they're
Oh
really
yeah.
they all the guys on that podcast, they promote it, they participate with it, so they get a lot of stuff put into that as well, and they're big proponents for it. I heard it while I was listening to one of their podcasts a few years back. Went to the website just like you're doing right now, looked
right.
at it, saw that there was so much that I felt like I needed to be a part of this, and I wanted to be a part of this because mental health for me is a really big thing, both for me and my wife. We both struggle with it at times. We help each other out as much as we can, but there is only so much that we can do, and then we have to try to do something else to make ourselves feel better. So it just spoke to me, and I was just like, I gotta be a part of this.
Yeah. You know, I think that uh, building, creating something is actually therapeutic. You know, in itself, and actually helps a lot when it comes to like mental health. How about you? Do you think model building is it for you? For yours personally, for yourself, when you create these dioramas, when you create your model kits, do you think that it gives you some form of therapy?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
it like it gets me off of my phone. It gets me away from the doom scrolling,
Yeah,
especially with
yeah.
everything that's going on here in the United States right now. It gets me away from all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It allows me to focus on what's going on. If I'm going through something, like if there's something happening in my life that I just need to kind of take some time and just kind of mull over it or kind of figure it out, sitting here painting on a kit
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or working on how to put it together,
Yeah.
it takes me away from that. Or if I also need to focus on it, I can sit here and be like, why is this happening to me? What's going on? Like, why am I such an asshole? What could I have done better?
Yeah.
What is this? And so just kind of taking that time to be able to just do that, but also not have to be in the busyness of everything. It's just something that you can do, focus on, and just kind of let your feelings out on it. And then at the same time, once you're done, your feelings are then represented in whatever you just created. Um,
Mm. Just like
like to
art.
me, art is inherently expressional.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is going on in that moment in time and
Yeah.
whoever did it is going to reflect on whatever that person is working on art wise.
True.
Doesn't matter if it's a model kit, a painting, or anything else. It's going to be reflective. It's going to have whatever emotions you were feeling at that point in
That's
time.
true. Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do that, for example, you were mentioning that you were doing that you were doing an art. So when you're working on a kit, do you usually finish it on one sitting, like painting and the diorama, or
Mm.
Not at all. That's one of my other bad traits is that I like to jump around a lot. Um,
how?
like this Zaku I'm working on right now is probably project 5 or 6 in 10 or 12 that I'm actually trying to in the middle of right now. Um, so it's just something that, okay, I want to try this real quick because a lot of times it's I'm going to take this model, try this with the notion of the whole medium aspect and weathering and trying this new product out. So that way on my bigger builds, on my dioramas, I can then start using it. So I think I'm in the middle of one diorama right now and probably 3 other little kits that are about ready for this step, but I wanted to try it out on something else before I moved on to those, so that way I know it works. If it doesn't, then I can go back to what I usually use. But I was like, I want to try these things, so this was my way of being able to try it. So it then became its own project. It then became its own thing. Um, I want to try it out on one other thing before I move on to another bigger project. So I I did something that may be looked at as a negative thing, but I took the high grade Phoenix, the one that is gold plated or gold, whatever it is. I stripped all the gold off of it, and now I'm going back and painting it gold. Um, so I'm in the
Yeah,
process of doing that,
yeah, because
and that's what I've got so far on it.
Oh.
But the idea
yeah,
is,
that's a better.
I think it looks way better
Yeah.
than what they
Yeah.
had there. But the idea is to, in all of the little recesses and all the panel lines, is to try doing some faded blue in here to make it look like it's glowing blue.
Oh, okay. Right, right.
And with the
Oh,
gold
so
plating on
kind
it,
of
I
like
wouldn't be able to do
OSL.
it. Yes, exactly.
Oh,
That's what I want to try. That's what I want to
OSL.
get into and see what's going on with it and try it out because I think it'd be a cool little thing to start incorporating into my other builds.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, true.
Do
I've
you?
tried that. I've tried. Sorry, go ahead.
Go.
I've,
Sorry, sorry. I'm having a bit of a delay
I've
on my end.
I've tried sorry, I have tried OSL before. Actually, with Warhammer kits, with Warhammer miniatures. So I've tried it. It's a good technique to learn. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead, Rena.
Yeah, so you've been building like for a long time now. So what's one common mistake like Gunpla modelers usually do when they're starting out, and what tips would you give them?
I feel like a lot of modelers feel like they're afraid to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Failing
Yeah, that's
is just
true.
a part of the process.
Guilty.
How like I can't tell you how many kits I have failed at to make something happen or do something that I wanted to make. Since my Cerulean project for this year with my sister's project, I can't figure out how to make the pavers. I failed at that. I didn't get it done in time. It's still something I can work on later
Mm-hmm.
on once I get to that point. But too many people, I think they're afraid to fail. They're not, so it stops them from being able to try something else out to further themselves along.
Yeah.
It's like Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, one of my favorite
Mm-hmm.
bands ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says in order to be a great band, you have to suck.
Mm.
That's true.
Yeah.
In
So
order
you
to be
don't just
good, you
start off,
have to suck.
yeah, you don't just start off good. You have to work your way up,
Yeah.
and so you suck a little
That's
less every
true.
single time.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, and not being afraid to get that criticism or the critique.
Mm-hmm.
Like take it for what it is. Is if someone doesn't like your stuff, okay, we'll ask them why. What's wrong with it? What don't you like about it?
Mm-hmm.
And start asking them for, okay, if how would you do it then? How would you take that? And then take that information and go try it and go see what works for you. If
Yeah.
that part doesn't work, then try it a different way.
Yeah.
But the idea of, oh, I'm going to fail doing this, so why even bother?
Mm-hmm. I think that mentality that is a sickness of perf- of artistic people in general. Because
Yeah.
artistic people tend to be perfectionists, and so they tend to be too careful around things that they want to around art that they create, and before they release it to the world they want to make sure that it's perfect. And I remember my cousin telling
They're
me that
trying to.
just put it out, just put things out.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, if you're gonna dwell on it too much, it's just gonna be stuck in wherever it is. So yeah, that's a good advice actually. And I'm
Good
guilty
advice. Very good
that
advice.
I'm really afraid to fail. And yeah, it's a good advice, man.
Yeah, way back, I used. I'm sorry, my English. I I used to be afraid of failing too, but I just got to the point where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna curse. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Fuck it. I'm gonna do it.
yeah, put it out.
Fail or not,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna break this script.
And
Oh well,
whenever
I'm
you
just gonna try
talk,
another one.
I feel like I'm getting hit like ah ah ah. you know, it feels like that.
Yeah, that's what I keep
In a good
telling
way.
Roy.
In a good way.
That's what because Josh, sometimes I and Roy, we talk about builds and like we exchange ideas and like I always keep telling him, just go for it. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking
Yeah,
of,
and I
mhm.
had that. Oh,
Go ahead, go ahead.
sorry. I had that during my GBWC. This last this past one that I got the second place for. My nephew told me, "No, you're gonna win. You're gonna win." I go, "No, there's so many more that are better here." And he's like, "No, you're gonna win." So I doubted myself, and here I am standing there with the other winners with a second place plaque, and I'm
Mhm.
like, "How did you know?" And he was like, "Because I believed in you." And I was just like, "You're awesome. You're so
Yeah,
cool."
that's a good
Uh,
one. Bro.
I was like, "Lennox, why are you so cool?" And he's just, "Because I knew." I'm like, "Okay, that doesn't tell me nothing." Like, come on.
Believe in me who believes in
That's
you.
so sweet.
Yeah,
Gurren Lagann.
like it.
Yeah, so maybe a few more questions. GP, Migs, do you have anything else to ask Josh?
All right,
I'm
you
just
go
saying,
first, Jim.
and lots of insightful stuff. Like it's really hitting me deep.
I'm sorry.
Like for this year, I'm also stuck in what team am I gonna do for GBWC? Like what kit am I gonna use? Stuff like that. And Josh is there saying stuff like, I just make these choose two kits, make them look cool, stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah,
Mm,
I guess I'll just
Yeah.
go ahead with.
yeah. Basically, just do it. Yeah. I have to ask, Josh.
Yeah.
What's your
I
favorite build you've ever done?
I have
All these guys back here because they're listening all the time. No, right now it would probably be the Helping Hands. It's meant a
Mm-hmm.
lot to me. It's really gotten me through. It got me through some tough stuff when I was building it. It's gotten me awards. It's gotten me a lot of compliments. Um, on the realistic side,
I,
though, is whatever build I'm building right now and finishing up. So then that way I can move on to the next one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question about mental health and stuff about
Mm.
Gunpla. So some people really treat the hobby as a safe space
Mm-hmm.
for dealing with their mental health or whatnot. But some people are really being toxic about the hobby, like the gatekeeping part of the hobby. So what's your take on that? Uh,
Fuck those guys. Fuck the gatekeepers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're terrible. If they are trying to hold people back from being able to experience a form of art, they're assholes.
Yeah.
yeah, because
So like,
sorry, go ahead, go on.
no, you go ahead.
So because you mentioned before, yeah, a while ago that when someone tells your kit or your work that it's horrible and they give you criticism, you ask for it. You ask what part do you don't like about it and stuff like that. But some people are really just doing it because they're just hating on it, or they're just trolling. Yeah,
Mm.
that sucks,
Yeah,
man.
and those are the people that, as long as you can recognize that those people are the ones who are giving that advice or that critique, then you don't have to listen to them. You have
Mm-hmm.
that option. You can just be like, oh, you're one of those guys
Mm-hmm.
or girls or people,
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah,
like why? Why does it have to be the RX-78 Grandpa Gundam and it has to be blue and it has to be yellow and it
Mm-hmm.
has to be white in all of those areas? Why does it have to be like that? Just because that's what the show said?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, it doesn't have to be that way. It's a piece of plastic that you can color any color that you want. That's in under the sun, under the rainbow, in your mind or anything that you can create it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. If someone doesn't like it,
Yeah.
oh well. That's going to be them.
yeah,
That's their thing. That's their problem. As long as you like it and you think it looks
Mm-hmm.
cool and everything, then you did an awesome job. You did great. And other people are going to like it too.
Yeah.
And it's finding those people that also like it.
Yeah.
um, and finding that sense of community. Because
Mm-hmm.
once you found one person that likes it, then another person's going to like it, and another, and it
Mm-hmm.
just starts continuing to grow.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I really like the message and the advocacy of Cerulean Project, because it's it's a safe space, because it's a
yeah.
project that actually cares about the mental health of everyone. And yeah, so how can listeners get involved or support the project, the Cerulean Project?
First of all, don't be a dick.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the first thing to do. The second thing is to get involved with your own communities. Know what's going on. Get involved. Be a champion for what's happening, especially out here in the U.S. right now. There's a lot of weird stuff happening. A lot of stuff that is just things I never thought I would see in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's really important for a lot of us to come together as communities and to help out one another, help your neighbor, and be nice to each other, be good to one another, and just be human with everybody. Don't
Yeah.
dehumanize anyone at all. For the Cerulean Project itself, go to their website, ceruleanproject.com, buy merch,
Mm.
buy the previous showcase books, because there's some that are out there. There's some that are discounted because the bindings on them or something wasn't right. Look for the the pre-order for this year's book coming out. Anything that you purchase from the website, anything that is done there, all the proceeds go to the Trevor Projects, which helps out with the LGBTQ plus community, with resources for them and guidance, and they're just such a great organization as well, that like they partner with the Cerulean Project all the time, and they match a lot of times, or even do more than what is given to them, so that way they're able to help out people in the communities as well. And I can tell you a little bit of a secret here, because I've been given permission. This next year's theme color is yellow.
Oh.
So get your yellow paints ready and get building with those things during the build window in August.
Okay.
We got an exclusive. Hey. Yeah, so yellow.
All right.
Yeah, so everyone listening,
We're joining.
you heard it here. All right. Any before we get to the ending questions, anything else you want to add, GP, Miguel? Or Josh, if you have anything to promote?
Just want to promote all my friends that are out there and give them some shout outs. I've already named a few. Give out another shout out to my nephew Lennox. He actually was just in a really, 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 really bad car crash, and somehow walked away from it. He hit some black ice and flipped his car, and his car is not a car anymore because of it. But no, he survived that, and he's been a real good inspiration for me of relearning how to do a lot of the stuff that I just do. And how to explain it, because he's really big into Gunpla as well. He'll be watching this later on once it comes out. And he's really involved with wanting to get good, and I'm like, I can help you, but I got to remember how I did that. So he's been helping me with relearning how to teach how to do that stuff. I also want to shout out to Anthony. He's at Lupus, Lupes on Instagram. Fritz is at Plamo Master Studio. Paul is a Plamoplegia on Instagram. But all three of them, they have helped me through so much with learning new stuff and being able to do what I'm doing now. They're amazing. You guys are great. Let me just tell you that. Rex over at the Schaumburg Hobby Town and Batavia Hobby Towns. He's the guy who organizes the Just Another Gunpla group, or the JAG group build days. We have those every other week and stuff, and we get a lot of people to come out to that. So definitely a big shout out to him, and keeping that community together, as well as allowing people to be a part of that community and championing for them to come out.
All right.
And to my wife and my dogs.
Yeah.
And a big shout out, huge shout out to my dad back in Arizona. Everything I know about photography is from him. He's a professional wildlife photographer. So he's taught me how to do the cameras. He's taught me how to do Photoshop and stuff. So it's a big thank to him that I'm even here right now, not just on this podcast, but I mean just in this world in general.
Shout out to Mr.
Shout out, man.
Yeah, so we got some fun questions before we end the interview. If you could design a custom Gunpla kit inspired by a dog, because Doghouse Hobby Studio, what kit would you use?
I would probably use. I'm just like you, GP. I'm rewatching Seed right now. And what are the ones that are in the desert? The BQ or whatever.
Yeah, the BQ.
Yeah, that was just a lot of dog hair on it.
All right. So, what's your favorite mobile suit design of all time?
That's a hard one, because it's like saying which of your children are your favorite.
Yep.
And so,
over your ears.
So I've got 4 for you. I got the OG for me is the Ground Gundam, the RX-79G Ground Gundam from the 8th MS team.
Oh yeah.
That is my go-to. It is a grunt suit, but it's a Gundam, so best of both worlds there. The Mark II from Zeta Gundam, the Rick Diaz from Zeta Gundam, and the Jagan.
Great choices.
We got a UZ guy here.
Yeah.
I do like my UC. I do like my UC, but I'm not a gatekeeper. I am open to all, and some of those UCs can become other stuff.
So, what's your favorite Gundam series?
My favorite Gundam series is the 8th MS team. Like, hands down. Like, I could sit there and watch those 13 episodes, one right after the other, and not have a problem.
Great series.
I just found a source where I can watch it, so I'm definitely binge watching that this week.
In my opinion, it is one of the best short Gundam series. It gets the point across. It's during the war. It's just great. It's just good. I also really like Zeta. Like, even though it's really, really dark and stuff, I just feel like it tells a really good story for what it was at the time. And don't really like the ending too much, but it is what it is. I also have to do one episode of Double Zeta Gundam, and it's episode 25, just because I actually have a cell from the show.
Oh, you got
cell?
Like a, what do you call that?
Like a hand-drawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
Hey, that's cool.
Hold on.
No way. Wow.
Oh, damn.
That is
And
cool.
it's at it's episode 26, and it is 11 minutes and 37 seconds into the show.
Wow.
And it's that right there.
That is cool, man.
Oh man, that's so nice.
And of course, my sister got this for me a long time ago.
Wow. Wow. All right, so that's it for the interview. Thank you so much, Josh. But don't leave, because we will go to our next segment, which is the weekly Gunpla photos of the week. All right. So for the Gunpla photo of the week, People's Choice, we got this photo from Joe Anthony Lim. I don't really know what this what kit this is.
Oh,
it's the EXS.
Yeah, that's the one. EXS.
Oh no, you're right. This is the S Gundam. The EXS has all the extra stuff on the front.
Yeah, and it has a bigger shoulder. Bigger shoulder and bigger legs, I guess. For the EX.
Any comments on the
I'm not really
photography?
Or the MG? Can't tell. Apparently,
it's a master grade. Looking at the hands, it's a master grade.
Oh.
You can see it's got like that finger notch in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And for
I like the composition of it. Looks good.
Yeah. It's clean. It's clean. Very clean. And for the Plamo photo of the week, the People's Choice is by 31d.builds. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. It's 31d.builds. So, yeah, it looks like a 30-minute sister kit. I don't know.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
You mentioned it's.
And the last one, this is GP's Choice. This is from Reddit by user Rook155. I like the post here.
Oh, rising pretty good.
I like that one.
Pretty good post.
GP, why pick this?
I think he just used one light and he got everything. So I'm like, good job.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh,
good job.
If you missed last week's episode, we featured Josh's work there. So if you want to go back and check it out.
Can I tell you one thing about last week? his name again. What is his name? I'm sorry, Elias.
Yeah, Elia.
Elia. He was completely wrong with what he said there at the end. He does do dioramas in the digital realm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
I should, yeah.
So
Ella, if
no,
you're
his
watching
photos were
this,
really cool. I like what he's done with those. Those
Mhm.
things look awesome, and it only takes him a few hours to do each one of those. Like I'm like
And he does it on his phone. What?
on his phone. Like no,
That's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, those are
That's
the photos of the week. Josh, thank you so much for accepting our invite and for sharing these important topics as in relation to Gunpla itself. It just shows you that Gunpla is not just a toy or an anime hobby. It's something much more than that. And thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
so fine.
Once
Thank
again,
you guys for having me on, and
Yeah.
thank you guys for doing this podcast. I love it. I know you guys are only 5 episodes in or whatever
Yep,
now,
yep.
but you guys are doing great. I love it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That means a lot.
And GP, keep doing the Lord's work.
Let's do this again.
I hope you,
Yeah, we'd love to
Oh,
have you
yeah.
back, Josh. We'd love to have you back.
we'd
Anytime.
love to have you back.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, that's it for this episode. Josh, where can they find you once again? In Instagram?
Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, Smoke Signal.
Smoke signal.
Give me the middle finger and I'll see you out there somewhere.
All right. And if you like this episode, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Again, this has been Perfect Grade Podcast. And always remember to be proud because you can build. All right. I did it this time. Good night. Goodbye.
You totally changed it.